Today we have Place in here, and we're going to talk a little bit about, mostly about mindset, getting your mind right, getting yourself into a position where you are able to bring things that you want into reality. But before we get into all of that, we're going to rewind because it wasn't always like this. So where do you want to start?
Man, the programming. I feel like there's like one way to be black, in the culture that's kind of pushed, and it's kind of this tough guy, or rough around the edges, or you got to be like this, you got to be like that
guy.
And that's kind of where it all started with me. Like, I got involved back, as in high school with some dudes that were kind of rough around the edges. Even though I came from a good family, like my family was good, my dad was always there, my parents always worked hard, but I was just like, yo, I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I listened to too much Jay-Z, I listened to all these guys, and my old man was like a really hard worker, and I thought he was like corny. I'm like, look at this corny dude working at FedEx. Right. And so I kind of created this image of myself that's what I was supposed to be, along with everybody else. And what's crazy is that these dudes think that's who they are, and it's not. It's just something that you make up based on the programming you received. So in Black culture, we receive most of our programming from hip hop. That's the biggest ones, like
entertainment industry.
Yeah, which I could go into a whole big detail about. But the fundamental thing you got to understand is that in the culture, our value is usually determined by how much money we make. What ends up happening is that we're the only culture that happens to. You don't see no Asian people being like, yo, I want to be like Jackie Chan. No, they want to be a doctor. But we want to be like these people. The issue is a lot of these people come from the lower
slums.
You know what I mean? So that mindset, they bring it with them. And then that becomes our culture.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's how I ended up kind of following that. But then it was weird as hell. One day I was just like, yo, I want to be rich. How do I get rich? Like, how do I become rich?
I don't live this life no more.
So I'm like, yo, I'll go on Google and I just type in, how do you get rich? And the one thing I kept seeing over and over again is reading. These dudes read. So I'm like, okay, which book is the best book? And I picked up this one book called Think and Grow Rich. And once I grabbed this book, I was like, yo, it can't be this simple. Because it's like, yo, you got to know what you want, focus on getting there, write your goals down, all these different things. I'm like, it can't be that simple. But you know what?
Let me try it.
I'm going to give it a shot. Now, keep in mind, I was not a spring chicken. I was 30 when I figured this out. But I was like, okay, I'm going to try it for a year. So I wrote down my goals. I'm like, yo, you know what? What do I like doing? I like going to the barbershop. Let me see if I could get me a barbershop. And I had no experience, nothing. I was working in the warehouse, pushing boxes. And then I printed out a picture of this dude cutting hair. And I printed out a picture of like a barbershop. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool.
This is what I'm working towards.
And they're like, yo, you have to have a definite date. So I'm like, you know what? 2019. No, sorry, 2020. I was like, 2020. 2020 sounds dope. I mean, what could go wrong in 2020? You know what I'm saying?
Biggest thing in the world.
You know what I'm saying? But, yo, there must be a God, because I actually got to my goal by 2019. So I went from zero experience, like I'd never cut hair in my life, to owning a barbershop in 2 years.
Was it nowadays I know a lot of people have like studio shops where it's just you, or did you have?
No, I had a full barbershop.
Okay.
I had a full barbershop, and it was crazy because I just did it in 2 years. I'm like, yo, this actually works. And one of the things I did was, I'm like, you know what? Since I'm trying to be rich, I got to get around these rich people. So I'm like, I'm not opening up a barbershop in Mississauga or Toronto.
Did you go to Oakville?
I went to Oakville.
How'd I know?
I went to Oakville. So I went to Oakville, and it was crazy because I'm seeing these dudes, man. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating at all. I'd look out of my window, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Rolls Royce Phantom, just $500,000 cars just driving by regular. And I got some of these dudes as clients. And then I'm looking at these dudes, I'm like, there's nothing special about you, bro. Like, you're not that amazing. I thought you were supposed to be super special and godlike.
Because you got all these things.
Yeah, but I'm like, these dudes are normal dudes. I had a dude that was a billionaire. And I found that out by accident because I just looked him up and I was like, damn. I'm like, okay. But he's a billionaire. And I would recline the chair to kind of do the razor work and whatnot. And this dude was like, oh, my neck. Like, you're a billionaire, you got neck pain? I'm like, you should have that handled. Like, yo, but it made me humanize them a lot more. And I'm like, yo,
they're everyday people. Like,
and I'm like, if they could do this, I could do this. Right? And so that really made me think, like, especially some of these dudes were actually dumb. But
their connections.
It wasn't even connections. They just have a specialization in a specific area, and they're good at it. They're like world class at it. Yeah. They could be dumb at everything else,
but they've mastered their craft at that one thing.
Yo, I had this one dude, rich as hell. He makes like $10,000 a day. He showed me. And this dude thinks the COVID vaccine is the mark of the beast. He really swears by it. He thinks the world's flat. I
mean, that's a whole debate we can go into.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, yo, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, this dude, I'm like, all right, cool. If he could do it, I could do it. Yeah. And so it was a 2-for-1 deal for me. So I got around them. I would cut their hair. I would ask them questions. They'd give me advice. And then they paid me. It was beautiful. So I was getting paid and getting the knowledge from them. And that's when one of them put me onto this thing called copywriting. So copywriting is just the ability to influence people with words. So for example, just do it. Nike paid somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars just for those words. Slogan. Right? And I'm like, okay, this is a useful skill. So I spent time learning it and whatnot. And another thing he told me is that, yo, if you want to get rich, you can't do this. You can't cut hair. I'm like, what if I open 20 barbershops? He's like, that's a really inefficient way to get rich because there's too much human resources.
Okay, I was going to say if it's the overhead, but...
Yeah, it's not even the overhead. It's just human resources. There's too many moving parts. You can do it, but it's just going to take way longer than if you do
something else.
Specifically digitally.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? Cool. I'll take your word for it. And I start learning this copywriting thing. And then I was looking at content. I'm like, yo, I see these dudes making content. I'm like, I think I could do that too. And so I started...
You weren't trying to do the dancing content?
No, man, you know, I can't dance, man. You know this. You know?
But I just say that because a lot of times when people hear I'm going to do content, that's what they're thinking. You're doing everything that's trend. Yeah. And I remember seeing something where someone was like, if you're always trying to keep up with the trends, you're not doing your own content. You're just doing what other people are doing.
Absolutely. And I honestly, I thought content was corny. I was like, yo, who's making this stuff? This is corny. I'm too old for this. But I'm like, you know, I'm going to give it a shot. Because I was just looking at some people. I'm like, yeah, I think I could do it better than them. Yeah. And so I started making this content. And I would just put stuff out there. It didn't work for a while. But I'm like, you know, I'm going to just post every day for a year, see what happens. So January 1st of this year, I did the same thing with the barbershop. I went and I photoshopped a picture of my Instagram profile. And I put 100,000 right next to 100,000 followers next to it. I had 0 followers. I put 100,000 followers. I'm like, cool. And then I'm like, yo, you know what else? I want to make this my main source of income by January 1st, 2026. Well, by June, I had 100,000 followers. And then September, I made it my main source of income. So it was crazy how it just kind of worked out.
And that was in less than a year.
Less than a year of just being ruthlessly consistent. Like, the content game and the thing with these, I learned from these rich guys is that you could beat 99% of people at anything if you just do it every day. And I realized I'm a lazy dude. Like if I said
do this shit every day,
no, it's not even that. If I did it 3 days a week, I would have messed up. Okay, I would have fell off. If I did it 5 days, I would have fell off. But if I do it every day and I kind of make that my quota, then I'm like, okay.
Do you think it's because you made that a routine?
Yeah. Like, it was like non-negotiables. Like, every day I have to do this content thing. And right now, like, I'm on pace for 250. After a year, I got like 500,000 across all platforms. And yeah, it just came from following those principles that I learned. Now, I could have made content about anything. Copywriting is a funny thing. Like, I could mess with people's heads. Like I really could mess with people's heads, right? I could move people emotionally where I want to move them, right? I could have made videos about Drake.
It's all psychological, what you're watching and what you're taking in.
Yeah, I could have made videos about anything, celebrity gossip, and it would have got way more attention
than what you were.
Than what, you know, I'm doing right now. But the reason I'm doing what I'm doing right now goes back to where we started.
Before we get that, what are you doing now?
So okay, yeah, let's jump into that. So I do mindset and personal development content, right? Just basically taking complex ideas and frameworks of thinking that people don't usually process and making it a lot more simple. That's what I do. But it goes back to why I do that is because of what we spoke about at the beginning, where I said my whole identity was shaped by this false narrative.
This is who I have to be. This is what I have to do.
And I realized that, the only way that you could fight propaganda is with your own propaganda. You feel me? And so I was like, if I'm going to make content, I want it to be something that I'm proud of. I could be like, yo, you know what? My son could look at this and be like, yeah, this was dope. I could learn something from this. Not just because I could make money, because I could do anything else and make money.
Yeah.
It's be super easy.
It sells. It's been so easy.
Yeah, but
it's not you.
It's not me. And plus you become what you consume. And if you need to make content, you have to consume that content.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to consume that at such a high level. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And it's been working out. Now, I do get called out because I am very hooky with my content. Okay. But you wouldn't listen if I didn't do that. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I got to do it. Like, yeah, if I came out and say, hey, your reticular activator in your brain makes you focus. They're done. So I'm like, yo. So I just be like, yo, your brain's stupid. And they be like, whoa.
To be fair, I will say, like, when I started doing these videos, you were the first person to come to me and be like, yo, I like your videos. Put a hook. And I was like, oh, okay. And like, sometimes, like you said, you'll get called out. Sometimes the hook will do you good. Sometimes the hook will do you bad. I recently posted a video on TikTok and the way I started the video, man, these people were coming out. You didn't say please and you didn't this, but it started a whole world of conversation just off the simple, like, first 3 seconds that they see. So it definitely makes a difference when you're able to catch them from the beginning. And then reel them in. Yeah,
it's an emotional thing. And look, man, if I came out and I said, yo, the sky is blue, some dude's going to come in my comment section and be like, yo, it's green, it's purple, it's this or that. No matter what you do or what you say, there's always going to be somebody that opposes it. Doesn't matter if it's based in facts. Doesn't matter. They're going to oppose it. And that's fine. Matter of fact, I want them to oppose it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're just getting me paid.
That's the thing. Because again, that same video, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, like 100,000 of y'all over here. Okay, well, thank you. Because you're bringing my views up. You're bringing everything up. You're starting conversations that you guys are having amongst yourselves. I ain't even step in there and say a word to none of y'all. But there's a full conversation going on. So I definitely could understand that.
You got to be tough, though. Because people tell me all types of stuff. And it's just like, at first, I might go to front. At first, I was like, damn, bro, why'd you have to say that?
Leave me alone.
But now I'm like, I don't care at all. It actually made me so much stronger.
Yeah.
Like, people will try to cook you and say all these different types of things. It's like it's the price you pay for success when it comes to content.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you have to be willing to take that embarrassment. And also, you got to understand that it has nothing to do with you. It's not personal.
And that was the issue for me.
Yeah.
Because like now when you put one thing negative, I want to jump on there and tell you about your mama, your granny. I want to tell you about everything. But I had to learn to be like, just leave them. Because like you said, there's always going to be someone that is super opinionated or feels like the way they do something's better than how you want to do it.
And what I found, like, I've never actually clicked on somebody that's been overly critical of me or my content and be like, yo, that dude looks dope. He looks interesting. It's always some bum ass dude with like a phone from 2009, the picture all blurry. They got Cheeto stains on their pants. Like, you know what I mean? The kids wearing X-Code still. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anybody. I'm like, that's an impressive person. You know what I'm saying? So it always comes from below.
Yeah.
And it's always the people that don't make content that have the most to say.
To say.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, once you're able to get over that, you realize that, yeah, as long as you stay consistent, it could be extremely, lucrative. But yeah, where you want to go from here? Because
Okay, so you built up your page. I know we have some. Well, first, let's even rewind. You had a page and you sold it.
yeah,
So let's get into that. How did that work? How did you? I know you started that page, you built it up, and then next thing I know, I got a message saying, "Hey, if you follow on this page, I sold it." So go over here, and I was like, "Sold it?" Like I've seen a post of someone speaking about selling a post, and they're selling their page, and I was like, "Oh, selling." And then when I seen you do it, I was like, "Wait, hold on a second. Does he already sell the page?"
yeah. Well, it's just because of focus, right? Like that was taking up a lot of my time. I was spending at least 30 minutes a day doing that. That I could be putting towards my personal brand. And two, it was just like, I could actually do this every year, just create one of those, because it was just reposting videos. That's all I did. And I used my copywriting expertise to kind of put a nice little text on it. And then,
use it for more than it was.
Yeah. And then eventually I was just like, you know what, I got to really lock in on what I'm trying to do here. And to be quite honest, that's been my biggest struggle of my entire life. It's just like, I want to do everything. But as I got older, I'm like, this doesn't work. You have to focus. Right? And so that's why I sold the page. That page was getting like between 15 and 20 million impressions a month, like organically. I never ran an ad.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be valuable. So I told a couple people about it, and there's actually like sites that sell the pages. So I sold it and it worked out. I got some bread, and now I could just kind of focus everything on what I'm doing with my personal brand, right? So
we gonna say how much we sold it for?
I can't.
Or we can't release that information.
I be signing a lot of NDAs nowadays.
Understandable. No problem.
Yeah, but it was a good amount of money.
Yeah.
So
how did that feel for you? Like building that page up, and then not even like before you actually made that sale, seeing the interest of like, someone's like, I'll buy that. Knowing that for you, like you said, this started off as you saying, I'm going to build my Instagram and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting feeling. It's interesting, like once you start to get money online though, like more than selling the page, it's just interesting to see, like, because when it comes in droves, and you're just like, oh, damn, like this is what I could do off of an Instagram page. I'm like, okay. So it was more like a realization, like, damn, like, this is real. This is real. And I forgot to mention this. One of the main reasons why I even got into content is because I know somebody that has a massive following on YouTube, and they make like $750,000 a year.
And that's just YouTube money.
So I was just like,
want some?
I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm a hater, but I just be looking at people, I'm like, that's it?
I could do this.
I'm like, when I look at them, I'm like, I just believe I could do what you're doing. Like, I don't think you're any better than me, right?
Yeah.
And so that was another motivation for me, is just seeing people. You got to really be around people that are successful just to see how normal they are. And then you'll be like, oh, shoot, this success stuff is not that complex. You know what I'm saying? But selling the page was cool. It was a nice experience. But what was even better was getting that bread from Facebook, which is a cheat code.
You know what? I literally saw a post last week that said Facebook is where the money's at.
Is where the bread is at.
Facebook.
The bread is on Facebook. So here's crazy. I get all these numbers, right? And I put in ChatGPT. I'm like, how much money would I be making in the States? Because in the States, they get paid for Instagram and TikTok, which makes me sick.
They have way more creator.
Yeah, I was like, I was upset. So I go on ChatGPT and it's like, oh yeah, you'd be making like between 11 to 15,000 a month. I'm like, I was hurt. I was like, I was like, this is crazy.
And we're talking USD.
Yeah, I was hurt. I was like, this is messed up. So I'm like, is there any platforms that I could make some money besides YouTube?
In Canada.
Because YouTube's a whole nother story. But it's like Facebook. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, because Instagram owns Facebook, and Instagram doesn't pay.
It's all connected.
Right? It's like, it's completely different. It's a different platform. So they pay. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what are the things you need? It's like, you need 5,000 followers and a certain amount of watch time. So I go over to my Facebook. I see I have 30,000 followers. I'm like, Where's it at? Where's my bread at? And then here's where it asked me the key question. It's like, are you cross posting? I'm like, yo, what do you mean? It's like, are you posting on Instagram and is it going
straight to Facebook?
It's like, yo, it doesn't count that as a post.
It doesn't?
It does not. You will not get monetized doing that. Like, you will not get monetized cross posting. You have to post specifically on Facebook.
Interesting.
So if you're doing this thing where you're kind of automatically
just sharing it,
no, it's not going to work for you. You have to go on Facebook.
Noted.
And post it there. And that's when you get paid. So I did that, and literally 7 days later, I get a notification. You've been invited to our partner program. And then in my first month, I did like 10 bands.
Oh.
Right. So it was crazy. And just seeing that coming in, like the night that check was coming in, I couldn't sleep. Like, yo, I was just looking at my phone. I get up, look at my phone. I was like, yo.
Use the bathroom. Well, let me check if that money's still there.
Yo, it's crazy. And then like 2 something in the morning, the bread comes in. I started paying bills immediately. I paid all types of bills. I'm like, yo, I was prepaying bills.
Everything paid for the year.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, as soon as that check came through, I was paying bills. So I was like, damn, like, but that was a real eye opener because I was like, yo, this is real. And the reason why content works so well compared to all other mediums is that scalability. So when I'm cutting hair, when I'm doing this, I'm making money. Man, I stop making money.
You stop making money.
Right? Online,
someone's always watching.
Yo, Facebook has 3-point-something billion people on there. YouTube has 2.3 billion, and that's going to go to 4 by 2030. You feel me? And so there's so much opportunity just by the law of averages. If you stay consistent, somebody's going to like you. There's going to be somebody out there like, you know what? I like that dude. There's going to be some people that hate you. But some people are like, yo, I like that dude. I'm going to follow him. I got devoted fans. I got dudes that fight for me in the comment section like, yo, what you talk about you like that? I'm like, I don't know you, but appreciate it, bro.
Literally, I have people that ride for me. I'm like, I never met you a day in your life. I ain't taking no baby pictures for you or nothing, but I appreciate you.
So you're going to find your people if you just stay consistent, right? That's all it is. That's what beats most people in the content game is just consistency. And that comes down to mindset. Like, you have to set yourself a goal and just stick to it. And most people just can't do that.
That's me. Right. I will admit. I'm never like, I remember I used to work for this company, very big company. And every year we would have to like set goals within the business, and we'd have our meeting and we'd go in with our supervisor. And I can tell you, I dreaded that shit. And I feel for me, the reason why I dreaded it is because my goal was never to stay here with you guys. My goal was never to work for you guys forever. I'm just here to make a paycheck, go home with my business and do what I have to do. So when they come to me and they're like, oh, your goal for the company, this is all you want. Yeah, I'm just I don't want to be here forever. But then when I sit down and I start looking at like my goals now within my business and what I need, I'm like, shit, I really got to do this. I really got to write these goals down, stick to it. And I mean, I get lectured about it on a regular basis.
Do you write your goals down?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I get lectured on a regular basis.
By who?
The person behind the camera. Write your goals down. And like what you said, I think it also goes back to like what we know and what we don't do. The first time I ever did a mood board, or not a mood board, a vision board was with her. And she was like, we're going to sit down and you're going to write your goals and this is what you want to do. I didn't know what none of that shit was, again, because it's not something that I grew up with my family. Oh, let's do vision boards every year or sit down and analyze what we want to do. That stuff didn't exist for me. So at my age here now in my 30s, I'm here making vision boards and putting them up. And this is what my goal is. And I'm getting messages like, what's your goals for this month? Make sure you write down your goals for this month. And I'm like, not that it is hard because I feel like it takes a different side of you. You're kind of stepping outside and being like, this is what I want to see. But I will say I do see the difference that it makes.
Oh, yeah. So I study successful people relentlessly. Like, I try to read 52 books a year, and I just try to like lock in on what these dudes do. the stuff that you just mentioned is normal for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've read all these guys' books.
They all
write their goals down. They all have vision boards. Like, they all do this. They all understand that it works, right? I remember I was talking about reticular activator and all that stuff. Well, that's a real thing. So if I say, yo, your left foot, you're going to start to focus. Now you're feeling your left foot. You're like, yo, what's cracking? Like, what's wrong with left foot, right? So whatever you focus on, like, your brain locks in on. It's called a reticular activator. Like, whatever car you drive, you're going to see that car everywhere. Right? So
have you ever read Super Brain?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No.
So it talks about your brain, and like, even saying, like, one thing that stood out for me is, you know, as you get older, you're like, oh, I can't remember anymore. And the book was like, stop saying that.
Yeah.
You're literally telling your brain that you cannot remember, and your brain will stop remembering. So
anytime you say anything after I am, you're prescribing to yourself. Okay. It's a prescription, because I am only refers to you. It's kind of funny. I'm not religious, but in the Bible, God, the only time God ever refers to itself is as I am. So I think that's very interesting, right? So whatever you say after I am, you really got to be careful, because you are creating your identity. You're telling yourself this. So you have to tell yourself the opposite of the things that you don't want, right? And that's when you actually change your identity and become a different person. But like, our brain is just like a goal-seeking organism. It just focuses on whatever we want. It doesn't care if it's good or bad.
It's whatever you
it's whatever you want. Like, yeah, whatever you want. Like, your wish is my command, right? So you focus on the negative, you're going to get the negative. And this is why these people that are so successful, they understand this. You have to write your goals down. Yeah. Because once you do that, your reticular activator is like, yo, okay, how do I do this? Yeah. Right? Like, it starts to lock in on it, just like when you see your car everywhere, right? This is why you need vision boards, right? Because you need to see the images and realize that, okay, yeah, I'm going to go get that, right? Like, I have a crazy morning routine. Like, I see you up at 5 a.m. I mean, I used to be that person working at 5 a.m., but you know, now we got to work. But I see you working out 5 a.m. You're very structural in what you do every day. Yeah, like, I wake up 4. I changed it recently. I used to put my headphones in and I have my goals recorded, and I would listen to that first thing in the morning. But I learned that there's a lot more power in silence. So I sit down in silence for 30 minutes. So I'll be sitting up, I wake up 4 o'clock and I just sit there for 30 minutes. And what's crazy is that I hear that voice. You know that voice we used to have before we got these phones? You know that little thing in your head that used to talk to you? Yeah, it just disappeared, right? Because everything's on your phone. And so now I listen to that voice for like at least 30 minutes. Then I go into meditation. Meditation, besides reading, is the greatest habit I've ever picked up, because it's just exercising your brain, right? Once I meditate, and I usually start my day with a gratitude meditation, then I go and I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Because my reticular activator is focused on like, yo, oh, you're grateful for this. All right, I'm gonna give you more, right? Then I write down my 10 goals. I am this, I am that, I am this, I live here, I weigh this much. I write them down every day, like on a fresh page. I just turn the page and write the same things down, like Bart Simpson, right? Then after that, I take a blank sheet of paper and I put a line on the middle and I put good and bad. And then I think about my day before. Why'd you cuss that dude out in the parking lot, man? You gotta chill. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm like, you know what? You ate the right calories today. You worked out, you did this. And what's crazy about that is that I'm able to look back and be like, yo, this was a good day. Or wait, I did this same bad habit 4 days in a row. I got to change this, right? So I do my reflection. Once I'm done the reflection, that's when I read. Like, and I read for about 30 minutes every day. Then after that, I go work out. Okay. And this, between 4 and 7:30, I do so much. 4 a.m.? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, from 4 a.m. to 7:30, I do so much. I do more than most people do all day, just in that time frame. But it's not because I'm some sort of special dude or I'm like super disciplined. No, this took me years. And then also, I'm just a thief. I just found like all these rich dudes. I'm like, yo, this is what they doing? I bet. Like, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So I found out that most millionaires meditate. Most millionaires read books. 52 books specifically. That's why I said that number. The average millionaire reads 52 books a year. 52. The average person reads 2. But I see all these dudes online complaining about, oh, this person shouldn't have this much money. It's like, yo, they're taking in 52 times more knowledge than you. You know what I mean? Like that, it's cause and effect. It's not just that they're just born with money, right? Even like in the Black community, like with my parents in my entire family group, they did the best. What they had. But my relatives would accuse them of like witchcraft. Like they doing all types of,
where you get that money from? What did you do to get this? What did you do to get that?
You know what I mean? And that's how people look at success. They look at success with suspicion. They think, oh, you had to do something nefarious in order to get there.
Yeah.
Right?
They can't think it could be that simple.
Yeah. And that's exactly why it goes back to the people that criticize the most are usually bums. That's why. It's because you don't look at success and be like, yo, I want that. You look at success and be like, I hate that.
Yeah.
And then
that grudgefulness brings the negativity.
And then just brings more into your life. It's like, all right, bro, you hate success? I got you, bro. I'm going to make you a bum. I'm going to make you lose your job. I'm going to make your car break. I'm going to do everything that you want because the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, doesn't care about negative and positive. It's just what you focus on. Right? So I defend people that are rich like
all the time.
Like, that's my homeboy. Like, don't you talk bad about money. I'm like, it's like, yo, there's not no damn root of no damn evil. No, that's my homeboy. Like, money is just a piece of paper.
Yeah. Something I wanted to mention in regards to what you said. So I was recently reading 50 Cent's book, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Is it Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter?
No, Get Rich or Die Trying.
He has a book called that? Are you sure it's that? The 50th Law?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That book.
Yeah.
I may be thinking 50 Cent's album.
Yeah.
Yes, that book. And a lot of stuff that you mentioned, he said in that book. And I was actually really shocked because when I think of 50 Cent, I'm thinking about the man that came in. You say you were Wingster, but I'm thinking like he done Ja Rule's career. But to see this man says he wakes up every day, he meditates, he writes down his goals, he's at the gym, and his company, it's all rich people.
Yeah.
He's like, I stopped hanging out with the thugs that used to be around me or my brethrens that were saying, yo, a man violated you. Let's go do this. He's like, no, I started hanging out with, he knew he wanted to get into TV. And now look at him. Power has how many? Power of this, the Ghost Story, there's just so many episodes, but it all came from him changing his mindset on what he wanted to do and then going around people that were able to help him create that.
Yeah. So you ever baked before?
Yeah. I'm not good at it. I do that for my daughter.
So the thing about baking is that you actually don't have to be good. You just have to know how to follow instructions.
You know what? You're right.
Right? Like that's it. If you could just follow the instructions, you'd be okay. You could start baking on your first day. And if you just follow those instructions to a T, you're going to have a nice cake. Success works the same way.
Yeah.
And that's why 50 is saying the same things I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because he's read the books that I've read. So he understands the truth. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. These people have given us the keys, a step-by-step program, exactly how you can get what you want out of life, but just nobody goes looking for it. Nobody reads the books. Or
nobody's consistent, like you said.
Yeah, consistency is something that is gained over time, but one thing you have to do is just try to copy them as much as possible. Like when I started meditating 2 minutes a day.
Okay.
I had 396 days in a row at the gym. And it got broken because I had to go on a damn flight and the flight got delayed, so I couldn't work out in time. But I started off with just 20 minutes a day on the treadmill. I would go to the gym. Like one day I had to shovel myself out of the driveway.
I think I saw you.
Yeah.
And then you go to the gym and it was closed or something?
Nah, and then I just go to another gym. Like,
That's what you did. Yeah. You went to one, it was closing. I think you went to another one.
So, but I was like, I'm just going to go for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Some days I'll be so tired of just going out to go walk for 20 minutes. But I'm just staying consistent. The thing is with like building goals and not goals, habits, is that you always want to do less than what you can do and then build on it. So you don't come and be like, yo, I'm going to meditate for 30 minutes straight. You're not going to do it. Right?
Baby steps.
Baby steps. Like I started by reading 1 page a day. Right? But then I was like, okay, I could read 2, then I could read 5. I could read for 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Half a book.
And then it starts to build up, right?
Yeah.
So what 50 was saying is just the same stuff that's everywhere. This information is available to everyone. It's just that.
Are you willing to listen or look for it?
Exactly. You're going to get what you're looking for. So if you want to like make excuses and think that, these dudes are in Illuminati or whatnot, then cool. And
that's what you're going to see.
That's what you're going to see. You know what I'm saying? Every single time I make a damn video, I put Oprah face and then somebody tell me that she drinking baby blood. I'm like, what? I'm like,
I can't more than that.
I'm like,
got nothing to do with me.
I'm like, yeah, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, right now there's an attack on Jay-Z. Right, you just go type in Jay-Z on YouTube, you go see Jay-Z did this, Jay-Z's evil, Jay-Z's
he's gonna be the next this.
Yeah, it's just like, because he's a billionaire. And I find that in our culture in particular, we really got a lot of smoke for people that look like us that made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, as bad as Puff is, it's like, yo, people were like, it was us, our people that was like dancing on his grave, like, you can't wait to see him fall. We always knew he's evil. No, you didn't. You was Harlem shaking just like everybody else. You were Harlem shaking just like everybody else. It's just that it becomes like a feast, like it's like a feeding frenzy to
like
see somebody.
Likes company type.
Yeah,
of thing.
they want to see people fall because they haven't made it anywhere. Right? It's not any moral justification.
Yeah.
It's just jealousy. That's all it is. It's just jealousy, right?
Yeah.
And you can't think like that. You have to do what 50 did, do what all the greats do, and just find a recipe and just copy it. You gotta do nothing special. Do it bit by bit. Track your stuff. Like, like make sure you get a habit tracker. I think everybody should have a habit tracker. They have apps for that where you put down meditation. I did it this day. You have to track everything, because if you don't, you can't really exactly. Like, I weigh myself so much, it's actually crazy. I weigh myself. I get up in the middle of the night to go pee, and I just weigh myself. I'm like, I lost 0.2 pounds. Right? I count every calorie that I eat, and pay attention to these type of things, because like I understand it's all about tracking and consistency. And it's just like, once you hit a certain threshold of just consistency, you start to beat everybody. This is why I like Kobe. Kobe was very average for a basketball player. Like, he was athletic, but he wasn't really that athletic. He could barely palm the ball. Right? He didn't have big hands. The average NBA player is 6'7", 220. Kobe was 6'6", 220. He was pretty much baseline average. But this dude was a monster in his mind.
Yeah.
He was a monster in his mind. And like, he just worked more than everybody else. He stayed consistent more than everybody else. And even though he had these deficiencies, he didn't have what Jordan had. Jordan had a 50-inch vertical. He could palm the ball and do like this, all this stuff. He didn't
make that stop him.
Exactly. So he got 5 championships. Jordan got 6, right? He was right there, right? Just because of his mindset. And I actually like sports psychology. If you actually want to understand psychology, look at athletes.
Yeah.
Right? Michael Phelps didn't miss a practice for 5 years straight. This is Christmas, New Year's, 5 years. He was in that pool for an average of 8 hours a day. Do you know how sick that is? Imagine being in a pool for 8 hours a day.
Wrinkle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, crazy. But he did that, right? All these guys, Warren Buffett reads for 7 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, when you look at it, it looks crazy. If you want to get to that level of success, you have to kind of be a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
I was always an Eminem hater until I found this out. I was a little bit hater. I'm like, yo, why? They trying to
love Eminem?
Nah, I'm just like, they're trying to Elvis this dude, man. Like, yo, they're trying to take him and make him the top of the culture just because he sells the most records, because his people consume the most of the content, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was like, he's overrated, he's whack, whatnot. But then I found out that, yo, to this day, Eminem does a 9 to 5 at the studio. And I was like, damn. Like, he's not even rapping anymore, but every day he goes to the studio, 8 hours, consistent.
Wow.
Right? And when you start to follow these people, you see, that's all it is, just consistency. You don't have to have a good day every day. I have terrible workouts all the time. Other day, I hit myself in the face with a skipping rope. I didn't make a video of that. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna keep this workout going, But yeah, consistency is not doing everything perfectly. It's doing it.
Doing it.
Yo, you beat so many people by just showing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Funny story. I seen a picture of my dad when he was younger, and he was all jacked. He had his shirt off, and he didn't have abs. And so I saw this, and in my 20s, I was like, I guess I can't get abs, man, because like, yo, look at this dude. He don't got no abs, so I can't get no abs. And then in my 30s, I realized, wait a minute.
I could get abs.
I'm like, I could get me some damn abs. And I'm highly competitive. So I went and I saw only 2% of adult males have abs. I was like, 2%? Like, so there's less dudes with abs than there are millionaires? I'm like, I bet. So I took all the steps. And at the age of 35, for the first time in my life, I get six-pack abs.
Felt nice.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I got me abs, right? So it's just really all what you believe.
Yeah.
It's all what you believe. And, you know, how far you're willing to take. You kind of got to be a little bit crazy. Like, I don't like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't.
Yeah.
But
it works.
I need a Lamborghini. I need a Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a Lamborghini. I need to send my kid to private school.
Yeah.
I need all these things. Just because life is like a game. That's all it is. If you look at it like a game, you just try to figure out what you want.
Yeah.
Right? It's just unfortunate for most of our lives. People tell us that, yo, you have to play this script
a certain way.
Yeah, that's the right way. But we live in the greatest time in history.
You can do anything at this
anything right now. Like, I see people making money. These dudes I had a client that bought a house off a plane to Call of Duty. This dude was making $100,000 a year playing Call of Duty. And he didn't even do a bunch of different things. He just did sniping.
That's it.
He just went on the roof and just snipe people. That's it.
But he made it work for him.
Yeah, and he's making money. So we live in such a great time. AI is here. People are scared of it. I love me some AI. I'll be using it. I'll be arguing with AI, cussing it. Yo, if it becomes sentient, it's killing me first. Because the way I be cussing it, what kind of dumbass answer is that? I thought you were supposed to be supreme intelligence.
So I call AI, I call ChatGPT Chatty, and I'd be like, yo, Chatty, what are you saying to me right now? And they'd be like, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. And I'm like, yo, fix up.
Yeah.
But you have to cuss it sometimes.
Yeah. AI is crazy. It's the biggest opportunity. Like, if you want to make content and whatnot, you need to be using AI. Like, I combine things. So before, like, you know how I get my hooks for my videos? I upload a transcript into, like, the video into a transcriber. Okay. And then I put the transcript in ChatGPT, and I'm just like, yo, based on this transcript, I'd like you to write me 10 viral text hooks based on, and I have a PDF file of, like, all of my text hooks that worked really well. Yeah. And then I use that as a reference point. Now, keep in mind, it never gives me the one that I want. Never. But it gets me there.
An idea to create the one that you want.
Yes, I use that for everything. I analyze hooks, I analyze videos, why this works, why this didn't work. And it kind of gets a little boring because I know it works. I could do it every time. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna do this every single time. I can't start every video like, you do not want to be this guy. Yeah. I gotta switch it up, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's a great tool. Everybody thinks it's gonna kill us all. Maybe it will, but I'm not concerned about that.
What we gonna do? Right. We gotta live through it.
Man, you know how much time they said something was 2012, you know what I'm saying?
2000, the whole world.
2000. I remember I was in the bathroom crying. Oh, Jesus. I'm only 13. You know what I mean? Come on.
We just have computers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I just got here. Like, I want to live my life. I was just like, come out the bathroom. We still alive. Like, still alive. I'm like, shoot.
It's 12:02. Everyone looking like.
I'm like, I'm glad nobody saw that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, utilize the technology. It's an amazing time. You know what I mean? The kids are good with it. Yeah. You know,
I think that's the next thing, as you mentioned, the kids are good with it. And I feel like the adults, some of them, are fearful. And because they're fearful, they don't want their kids touching it. Now you got to let your kids have to be able to grow with the time. They have to be able to use it, utilize it, know how it works.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, my son been knowing how to skip ads since he was like 1. Like, he's like, nah, I'm not trying to see this, right? You know, like, just let them. Obviously, you have to have some boundaries, but you have to let them embrace the technology. Yeah. But you know, technology is not only like machinery; it's ideas. It could be technology, and like one thing I do with my son, I actually have my son say affirmations every day. I've been telling my son the same affirmations since he was born. Like, before he was born, I would be talking to the stomach like, yo, you're so strong, you're so smart, you're so handsome, right? And I make him say it every day. You're so strong, you're so smart, you're so handsome.
He believes that.
And eventually he's just going to grow up and he's going to think like, you know, I'm strong, smart, and handsome. Yeah. Like, I could program him from a young age. You know what I mean? Like, we are different than our parents, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's a different time.
Yeah, I let my son do, I hugged my son 10,000 times more than I ever hugged my dad. You know what I mean? Like,
I have this thing where I just walk to my kids and I go like this, and they just come, and we just hugged. And it's like, okay, bye.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like you said, I never really did. And not to say that my mom didn't love me or I wasn't getting the love at home, but that affection just wasn't a regular thing.
Yeah, no, it was like it was frowned upon, but now it's like we understand a little bit more. We have so much more access to information,
Mhm.
so we know what's up, and so we grew up a little bit different. We're the greatest generation of all time. I don't care what nobody said.
We've been through it all.
Blockbuster,
Everything.
Blockbuster, Netflix, cell phones came through. Remember, I was in grade 7 when the towers got hit.
I was in drama class.
Yeah.
They wheeled in a big old TV and showed us what happened. And I remember poor me, like, we're young, but not that young. But I'm like walking home from school and I'm like, oh my gosh, are they going to hit Toronto next?
Yeah.
Looking in the sky, like, are we seeing planes? Obviously, they weren't coming for us, but I
Yeah.
didn't know that. And we've been through it. COVID.
Yeah, COVID. That shit was trash. COVID sucked.
COVID was horrible.
Like, I got people telling me about, yeah, yo, I didn't get the vaccine because I'm not a sheep. I'm like, I hear you, bro, but yo, I almost died, man. So
You do what you
yeah,
have to
you do what you got to do, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I guess I'm a sheepdog. I'm just trying to live out here, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yo, they're like, yeah, it was just a flu. I'm like, y'all had a flu before. That was not a flu.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
See, and I'm the opposite because I do think it's something like a flu. I think it's a stronger flu.
oh man,
But I mean, we can go back and forth on this.
you know what I'm saying? But you know what it is? Like, yo, I feel like a lot of people got that Drake COVID. I got the early version. I got that DMX. I got that next
That
level.
shit knocked
Yeah,
you
that
out.
was like, yeah, that COVID was barking. You know what I'm saying?
That shit hit you hard.
I remember going to just use the washroom. And I was just like, it's like I ran a marathon. I was like, oh damn. I was like, this is crazy, right? And then, it was a wild time, but we've been through it all, man.
Mhm.
We've been through it all, and I think it's our turn to start to run the world,
Yeah. We're
and
the adults now.
we're gonna actually do a good job, better than previous generations, because they were just like they're a little bit of bad mind back then,
Old school too. Very, very old school. It's stuck in their ways. Not
Yeah, yeah.
open to change.
Yeah, and so, and that's all it is. Mindset is just about growth. And I think we're growing, and we have access to information, and that allows us to grow,
Mhm.
and we're willing to take in the information. So Yeah.
So what's next?
I'm leaving this damn country.
Yes, I know.
Um,
And I think that's a lot of goals for like, especially people for like in our generation now. Like I know me, I'm over winter.
Yeah, I don't wanna do
never
this no
a
more.
fan of winter. I don't want to be in the cold. I would love to be a snowbird, as they call it.
well, that's what content does. It gives you freedom, right?
Yeah.
Time freedom and location freedom. I thought business was just having a storefront, but when I realized that like you can have an online
Work you
business.
put in that
right?
storefront.
Yeah, you're stuck there. You're
Mhm.
not location independent, right? So once I learned about content, I'm like, okay, this checks all the boxes. I could work from anywhere.
Mhm.
I could make as much money as
Bring your
possible.
family with you.
And so, I got to give the Western media like props for the propaganda they've done against Africa. It's phenomenal.
Mhm.
They did a great job, because I went over there. I went to Rwanda. It's actually Rwanda. My wife will kill me when she sees this, but
You got to make sure you pronounce it right.
yeah, but I went over there. I get to the airport. I'm like, is that a robot? Why is there a robot at the airport in Africa? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then
They always do that though because they wanted to make everywhere seem less than the U.S.
Exactly.
And I don't want to say just the U.S., but I'm going to use the U.S. because they're the big dogs. But they want to make it seem like anywhere else out in the world is nowhere compared to the American dream. And no, there's places that are
nah, it's different. It's
beautiful.
different. My own, like, we were going from the airport, and we're driving, and there's a flash. It was like 2:00 in the morning. There's a flash. Like, what the hell was that? The driver's like, oh no, I got caught by the speed camera. I'm like, speed camera? I'm like, what?
Speed cameras and everything.
I'm like, I mean, the difference is that there's no middle class. It's just like you're either super rich or you're not,
Okay.
right? But yeah, man, I had a chef, driver, nanny, housekeeper, everything. I was
Probably for coins compared to what
Yeah.
we would pay for if we had all of that here.
Yeah, the weather's always nice. My only beef is that I'm what they call a Mzungu over there.
A what?
A Mzungu
Mzungu? What's a Mzungu?
means a white man.
I was going to say, is it because you're really light?
No, it doesn't even matter. So over here, if you're mixed, you're black. Over there, if you're mixed, you're white. It's a complete opposite. So it doesn't even matter. Like, as long as you have anything other than black in you, you are a Mzungu.
A Mzungu.
Right? So it's just like, I was like, damn, like, yo, all this time trying to be pro-black.
And here you are.
You know what I mean?
White man.
Light skinned people always try to be extra black too. That's what I've been doing my whole life. You know what I mean?
You got cut.
No, I was like, yo, I'm not even part of the team no more. I'm like, damn, bro. You know, but yeah, I tell everybody, yo, go check out different parts of Africa, man. It's not what you think. Ethiopia, like, watch a YouTube video on Ethiopia. It's nothing like it. They got starving babies with like flies they be showing. That's like me going to the States and going to like the worst slums of like Detroit
and saying I'm
like, yo, this is America right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they be doing. But nah, I think getting out of the West is the best thing to do right now for me personally. And if you want to have some sort of like, you know, freedom when it comes to not having to deal with all the things you have to deal with over here, like credit and like weather is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I'd be mad as hell every November. You know what I mean? As soon as that time changes, I'm like talking to old ladies before that, like, you know, walking old ladies across the street. I'm like, walk across the damn street by yourself. As soon as the time changes, I'm like, yo, I don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, do we have to live like this?
Yeah. No.
It's a choice. Like, you don't have to. You can just get up and leave. It's just that you have to set the foundation to bounce, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, I'm going. I went to a theater one time in Rwanda, and it was like 200 people. I look up, I was like, everybody's black. I'm like, this is crazy, except for me. Everybody. Right? I'm like, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. And it's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the future for me.
Well, go over so that I can come and visit, and then you can show us around and show me what it's like.
Absolutely. I'll tell everybody to come over there, especially there that they're really, really safe, really stable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So definitely something that I think everybody should aspire to do. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing that. I'm going to make a media company looking to reverse this negative propaganda that is the Black Media Factory. That's one thing that I'm focusing on. That's my main focus, because media is a manifestation tool. So they'll create it in the media first, then it starts to happen in real life.
They feed it to you.
Before drill music, how many people were getting gunned down in Toronto in broad daylight? All these things that are happening, the music came first. Now you got to ask yourself, we make the music, but who distributes the music?
Who distributes it?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know that show Raising Kanan?
Yes.
I saw a scene in that show that was a little bit suspicious. And so I went back to check to see who wrote the show. I'm not going to mention who wrote the show because I'm not trying to get myself in trouble.
We'll just leave it there.
But needless to say, Homeboy is not like us.
Most of the time they aren't.
But Homeboy has a degree in African American studies.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So he went to school
to study it.
Imagine if I went to study Indian people in school, and then I'm like, y'all making Bollywood movies now. You see what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And if you actually look at all the media that comes out for us, from hip hop to movies, all that, if you look behind it, if it's not, unless it's like Tyler Perry, something like that, you'll see that there's somebody else. So now we got to ask ourselves, is like, yo, is what we think we are even what we are, or is it a program?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that blew my mind when I saw it. I was like, yo, this dude went to study African American studies. Wow. We don't have control over our own media.
That's
right.
Wild.
I'm like, yo, I'm thinking every time they said the N-word in that show, I'm like, oh, he wrote that. He wrote that in there. I'm like, so I want to take back control of Black media, because we need to create media that represents us
in another light.
It can't just all be one way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to see different things. And so I'm trying to take it back, and that's a long-term goal. You know, we'll see how that works out, you know?
Well, thank you so much for coming, sharing your story. I mean, I got amazing insights out of this. That's for someone that does content myself. So I will be posting to Facebook directly,
yes,
not cross-posting.
Yes.
But yeah, just thank you so much. And I think like the whole mindset conversation is just really important. We got to feed ourselves out of that negativity. Got to stop feeling like we're victims and that we can't accomplish what is out there for us to accomplish. So I think it's dope and you're doing great things. And I'll be waiting to see the media company.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
We made it.